Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you guys can see by the look of the title, I am going to be sharing with you guys my top 5 foundations. So there's gonna be some drugstore and then one that isn't even drugstore nor high-end. It's just kind of like an online foundation, and then 2 high-end foundations. So these are the top 5 foundations that I just cannot live without right now. I love all 5 of them. They all have different types of things that I love about them. They're not definitely the same type of foundations, you could say. There is some similarities, but they're just super different. Like, you guys are gonna find out right now. But anyways, if you guys are interested in knowing what my top 5 foundations are at the moment, then just keep on watching. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and start out with the drugstore foundations. And one of them, I think you guys already know which one I'm gonna include because I've been literally wearing it non-stop every time I shout it out on my Instagram photos or just use it in tutorials. I'm using this foundation, but it is the LA Pro Coverage HD foundation. I love this foundation ever since I first started using it. You guys saw my full first impression when I first used it on camera, and ever since then I just haven't stopped using it. So I'm definitely including it in my top 5 because of the fact that I love the coverage, I love the way it feels, and as well how long it lasts on the skin. The coverage is perfect if you are looking for something medium. You could definitely add a second layer of foundation to make it more high coverage, but it will not feel cakey. That's the thing I love about it, and I feel like any girl loves that because who likes to feel caked up? That is one of the worst feelings with makeup, but this one definitely doesn't make you feel caked up at all. And on top of that, like I said, the way it just lasts throughout the day, it just looks just like when you applied it at first. If you use a good setting powder, it'll definitely look like when you first applied it. I've used it with different primers, it doesn't matter. It just wears exactly the same. And no matter if it's a smoothing primer, a mattifying primer, a hydrating primer, it doesn't matter what kind of primer it is, it'll still work the same. That's the thing I love about it. And it's perfect for your sensitive skin. If you have really sensitive skin, I definitely recommend this one. I think this is only $10, which is not bad at all for a price for a foundation this good. If you're a person that has very oily skin, then the thing that I'm gonna recommend you is to use a very mattifying primer and let it bake on the areas where you get super oily. If it's your T-zone, put a lot of setting powder in there and then just let it sit there for a couple of minutes and then remove it, and throughout the day you'll notice that you don't get as oily as you do with other foundations, or if you were just to wear this alone with just a normal powder or whatever. And I know this for a fact because my mom and my friend Gabby are oily skin type of people, and once they do that, especially with my friend Gabby, since I see her every day, if she does that, I hardly see her very oily. So that's a good tip about this foundation. And by the way, the shade that I use is either fair or natural. Right now I have the shade natural, and yeah, it's amazing. Next foundation, and it is the one that I have on my skin right now, and I am so in love, and I've never mentioned it on my channel, but this is a foundation I bought with my own money, and then next thing you know, later on they sent it to me. But this is a foundation that I was so curious to try out, and I was just so intrigued by the whole concept of it. But it is the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. It is so liquidy. It's just, I don't know, it's so cute. It's like tiny, like literally compared to a normal foundation, it is a little tiny thing, it looks more like a serum type of foundation, if anything. But this foundation is so great for all skin types. If you have it dry, normal, oily, whatever, it doesn't matter. And the fact that I love that you can customize how much coverage you want. You can make it light, medium, or full coverage, and no matter what, like the same thing as the LA Girl, you will not feel it caked up at all. So that is an amazing thing, and I use mine in the shade beige. And let me tell you, the thing that I also love about this is that a little goes a long way. As soon as you put a single drop, that drop can cover up a lot of space of your face, and it's crazy how much it could cover up, like that little tiny drop. So with this one, I feel like even though it's tiny, it'll last you forever because of the fact that a little goes a long way. Not to mention, like, once you have the coverage that you desire, like for example me, that I love mine medium to full, it doesn't feel like you have anything on your skin, and it dries quickly. That is the only thing that I can say is a downfall, that it dries really fast. So if you don't blend it out really quickly, it may look a little bit patchy. But if you do blend it out really quickly and fast enough to, blend it out evenly throughout your skin, the the look of it, it looks so beautiful. It looks like skin. I'm not even kidding. Obviously right now I have a bunch of other makeup on top of the foundation right now, but if you were just to wear it by itself, it wouldn't look that bad. And because of the fact that I also love that it dries quickly, it dries into this like semi matte finish that you don't even need to set it. So if you are a dry person, you don't even need to worry about setting it. It'll just sit on its own and you can go about your day and it'll look like skin. So that's the thing I love about this foundation, that if you're looking for something very natural looking where you can wear it every day as well, this one I totally recommend. And if for whatever reason at night you have an event or something, you could add extra coverage by adding a few more drops to your face and it'll look like I don't know, it'll look so flawless and like a high-end foundation, you know what I mean? This one is $14, which is not bad at all for a foundation as well, and they have a bunch of different colors, so definitely you will find your shade right there. But yeah, this is a baby that you guys are gonna see me use more often. I know I haven't talked about it, but it is an amazing foundation, you guys. Next up is a foundation that I've been using for quite a while now. It's probably been like, I don't know, a year and a half ever since I've been using it, and I still use it till this day because of the fact that how much I love it. But it is the Frankie Rose Matte Perfection Foundation. I cannot tell you guys how obsessed I am with this foundation. You guys have definitely seen me mention it in my Instagram photos or use it in tutorials in the past year or so, but it is such a great foundation that I just keep going back to it. So the thing I love about it is that obviously by the title of it, it's a mattifying foundation. So whenever I am going to be outside and it's going to be super hot, I can rely on this foundation that it will not make me oily at all throughout the day. It is such an amazing foundation. If you use a mattifying primer, boom, you got it on lockdown. That whole oily skin, you know. The thing I also love about it is the way it just looks on the skin. It definitely does look like foundation on your skin, but it doesn't look super cakey, or how can I put it, like as if you have like so much makeup on your face, you know what I mean? But not only that, it's the way it feels as well. All of these foundations that I'm actually gonna mention feel amazing on the skin. But anyways, the thing I also love about it is that it has a medium to full coverage. You could definitely add a second layer and it'll look super beautiful on the skin. It won't look like too much makeup or anything, and it definitely will not feel like too much makeup. And so if you have dry skin, I definitely don't recommend this foundation for you at all because it'll make you feel like you're dry. This one, although it is more on the pricey side, this one retails for $32, but like I said, it is really great if you have oily skin. The next foundation that I have is a high-end foundation. It is from Makeup Forever. This is their Ultra HD Stick Foundation. So this one obviously doesn't come in a liquid form at all because of course it's in a stick foundation and you just roll it up and here you go. Here you have your foundation. So this one you could just apply it all over your skin like that. That's how I normally apply it. Or you could just, you know, apply it on your foundation brush, kind of like rub it on the tips of your brush. But obviously it works a lot better if you just apply it directly to your skin, right? You guys already know that I've been wearing this foundation for, I don't know, ever since it released. And ever since, I've loved it so much. Even when I did have super oily skin, I would still wear this foundation. I would use a really good mattifying primer, which Makeup Forever has a really good one. And as well, I would obviously bake under my eyes and then the T-zone where I would normally get super oily, and it would just do the perfect job, right? But the fact that I want to mention this foundation to you guys, and I know for a fact that you guys are definitely going to love this foundation, is because of the way it looks and it photographs. This is a foundation that I always wear when I know for a fact that I'm going to be taking flash photography or anything like that. But the thing I don't like about it is that if you really are going through like oily skin phases, which right now, thank God I'm not, if you have really oily skin, at the end of the day, it is not gonna be pretty. But I promise you, during those hours that you really need it to look good, it'll do the job and you will love it. Comparing it to the original liquid HD foundation that they have, nothing to compare. Like, the other one has very light coverage. This has a very high coverage. I love that, of course. But if you don't like high coverage foundations, you're not gonna like this then, because this really covers up everything, and it's meant for photography and things like that, right? So, I mean, you want to cover everything up. And this one, I use it in the color 128, which is equal to white 415. All right, so for the very last foundation that I have for you guys is another stick foundation, and it is from Hourglass. This is their Seamless Vanish Stick Foundation. I believe that's how you say it. It doesn't really have the name anywhere, but I think that's what the name of this foundation is. But this foundation I just recently started using again. I received it when it first launched, and ever since I never really got to using it. It just really didn't caught my attention or anything. So it wasn't until like a few weeks back when I think it was Laura Lee who started telling me that she uses this foundation, that it just looks so nice on her. So I decided to go ahead and give it another go, and oh my god, it is so good. This foundation, you guys, looks like skin, just like pure skin. It looks very natural. You can definitely feel it though. If you add a second layer, I wouldn't say add it, because of the fact that it will start to feel like a little heavy on you. But with one single like swipe of this foundation all over your skin, you're good to go, because of the fact that it is high coverage. It doesn't have any light coverage or anything like that. It will definitely cover up everything. So I kind of want to say that I want to compare it to the Makeup Forever. The formula in these two foundations is completely different. I don't know how to really explain it to you guys, but the way it just feels on the skin and looks on the skin is just two complete different foundations. So there's no comparison. Obviously, they are meant for dry to normal skin. That is a similarity that these two have. So this one as well, I do not recommend it to oily skin people, because of the fact that it will definitely look really oily on you. This one, my mom definitely cannot use at all. But I used mine in the shade Nude, and it's a little bit warm for my skin, but I feel like that's the closest I could get to my actual like foundation or skin color, I mean. So if you're trying to go for something like very high coverage but looking very natural on your skin, then this is the baby for you. Like I said, the other downside of it is that it is also very expensive. Like, it's Hourglass, but it's just so pretty not to buy. Well, my loves, that is it for my top 5 foundations. Let me know if you guys have tried any of these 5 foundations and what are your thoughts, or if you have tried any of these and you didn't like them. Let me know in the comment section. I would love to know your guys' thoughts on these foundations as well. But other than that, my loves, if you guys enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a huge thumbs up. And if you guys would like for me to do more videos like this, like my top 5 product things, you know, let me know what other products you guys would want me to make a video about. I would be more than happy to do that for you guys, because I think it's cool, you know, and that way I share with you guys my favorite at the moment, you know what I mean? But yeah, other than that, my loves, if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to click that subscribe button before you leave. That way you're updated with my future videos and join the birdie family. But other than that, my loves, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye. Mwah. I said that wrong. Y también... Ay, güey, se me entró algo. Oh, no, no. Mira. Okay, let's start.